Andreas, Christ, there you are. Brother Voislav, what's the matter? It's the archdeacon. He's come early with an entire retinue in tow. He's questioning everyone who knew the Baron and Brother Piero. I've already told him the little I know. He expects to speak with you tomorrow at nuns. Which one is that again? It's the afternoon. Oh, that sucks. He requested you specifically. Who is with him? Several men-at-arms, a gaggle of functionaries, and an executioner. I hope your prying has borne fruit, or Piero's neck will meet the sword. I'm well aware of the stakes, thank you. If only I'd have a couple more days. Whatever happens, Piero knows you've been working hard on his behalf, and is grateful for it. Only, Andreas... Oh, what is it? It's just, you know as well as I do the Baron was not a good man. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, just you think hard about what you tell the Archdeacon and who you tell him about. You understand? Out with it, Voislav. Don't make me twist their arm. All I'm saying is, if in your searching you heard anything about a certain sister, I'd ask you to keep it to yourself. What the hell? Right. What he means is that I shouldn't tell him about the assault. I'll do what I can to protect Sister Matilda from censure. That's all I would ask of you. I shall return to Kiersau. The abbot will have a fit right about now. Be well, Andreas. I will pray for Piero's deliverance tonight. You should as well. Actually, it's not about the assault. It's about her murder motive. He is afraid that she might be a... He's afraid that she might be considered a suspect. So the problem here is I don't have a strong suspicion on anybody. I should go to the mill. I should go check. Nothing here. There's a lot of loose ends and not enough time. Yeah. Let's go to sleep. See if we dream about things. I don't think so. It's getting late. I should get some rest. What is that? Oh, it's the dream. We are dreaming. What? Oh. I can't go anywhere. I can only... Joseph. Andreas, when are you coming home? Dad, I'll be home soon. How's business? Good, I'm finishing a commission for the Imhoffs. You can see it when you get back. And then you can show me your commissions when you open your workshop. Yes, of course. You're not going to quit this like you quit university, are you? Haha. No, of course not. Good. If it weren't for the work I did for the rector, you never would have had the opportunity. Most people never get a second chance after they throw something away like that. I know that. Well, we'll see you when you get back. Sure, all right. I don't know what these are. Can't walk very well. It's hard. Shabin. Oh, It's you. My future wife, I think. She doesn't say much. I only have the picture of you, the one my brother Daniel made. I really don't have an idea what you're like. Do you really want to get married to a stranger? Why should that matter? Well, right, everyone keeps saying that. That's why I'm saying it to you now. Because I'm saying it to myself. Exactly. I'll see you soon, Andreas. For real, I mean. I suppose that's true. Until then. Welcome back, Andreas. It has been too long since you have graced this court with your presence. Oh, apologies, Your Majesty. My mind has been preoccupied by a tragedy at Kiersau Abbey. What manner of tragedy? The murder of a nobleman, a close friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising? I don't know. My friend, Brother Piero, is the abbot's only suspect. I know that he could not have done it. How do you know? Examine your assumptions, my son. In addition to having no motive and violence not being part of his character, is not physically capable of the act. He is of limited strength and has a palsy in his hand that makes holding a paintbrush difficult. It's inconceivable that he would have had the strength and resolve to kill the Baron with a blow to the head. Well, a whole lot of inconceivable shit happens on this hell of an earth, Andreas. I do not deny that. No, I just don't believe that he could have done it. There has to be a better explanation. So what do you intend to do about it? When I'm brought before the archdeacon, I'll tell him what I know about the other people who had motives to kill the Baron. I have to believe he'll see there are much more likely suspects than Piero. Why have you taken this task upon yourself? I have to save Brother Piero's life. He has no one else to help him. Your love for and devotion to him speak well of your character. A man who is humble before his elders honors also his gods. Of course you'd say that, old man. He is right, though. If Andreas doesn't help him, no one will. Exactly. I understand why the brothers and sisters cannot act against the abbot, but I must do something. Why does that shit-for-brains abbot care about the death of a useless fart like Lorenz Rothvogel anyway? Oh, powerful people get upset when other powerful people are murdered. This could threaten the existence of the Abbey. Oh no, the Abbey. Who gives a damn about those hypocritical assholes? In any case, Andreas' ability to prevent Piero's death depends on the judgment of the archdeacon. Wise or foolish, corrupt or just, the archdeacon will be the first and possibly final arbiter of Piero's guilt. Andreas must win the archdeacon to his side using the tools favored by men such as him. Authority? Despite your talent, you are merely an artist. He has been invested with power by the Prince Bishop of Freising. You have no authority over him. Or with him. Wisdom? Wisdom can be shared, but the audience may not comprehend it. Reason. When's the last time you met a man who was truly ruled by reason? Honesty, then? You must be honest in all things, Andreas, but many are not willing to accept the truth. And the cost of honesty can be high. If reason, wisdom, authority, and honesty cannot triumph, what am I left with? Hope. Lies. Truth. Above all, faith in providence. Well, what do you plan to tell the Archdeacon, Andreas? There were other people in Kiersau and Tassing who had motives to kill the Baron. Sister Matilda was badly beaten by the Baron for resisting his advances. She almost died. Why was the Baron not punished for it? It seems the Baron was beyond the reach of justice, at least at the time. Mother Cecilia sent Sister Matilda away to Hermitage to recover away from the rest of the nuns. How did you come to this understanding? Mother Cecilia told me that the Baron had harmed a nun during his last visit, but would not tell me more. I crept into the Abbey's library after dark and investigated the nuns' admittance records to learn the sister's name. Once I knew the name, I confronted Matilda and she admitted what had happened. You risked a great deal by trespassing in the library. Right, Andreas might have seen the monks and nuns fucking scandalous behavior. Lorenz couldn't get his way with a nun, and he almost killed her for it. I wish I could say it's surprising. Sister Matilda's motive is a powerful one, but by what means might she have killed the Baron? She may have hit him with a shovel. I found a bloody shovel in the convent garden. She claims she used it to kill baby rabbits. A plausible weapon, to be sure. A shame we cannot confirm whether the blood on the tool belongs to Lorenz. Are there any others you suspect? Yeah, Prior Ferenc feared the Baron would report his occult interests to inquisitors. How so? Prior Ferenc and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressuring the Prior into performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Kiersau. When Ferenc refused, the Baron threatened to turn him into the Inquisition. How did you come by this knowledge? I found written evidence, a letter from Ferenc to the Baron in which he discusses all these matters. It is a dangerous thing, a monk dabbling in the occult. His very soul could be in danger. Forget the soul, he could have been defrocked, excommunicated, even killed. All for a little curiosity. Better to stay stupid and ignorant, that's what I say. We are well aware. The lust for knowledge can be as dangerous as any other desire, I suppose. True, perhaps Prior Ferenc believed his faith would defend him against the temptations of such knowledge. Even so, simply seeking out, acquiring, and reading those books would open him to suspicion from the Inquisition. I also found a cipher that the Prior had left on his desk in the scriptorium. When I deciphered it, the message pointed me to a freshly disturbed grave in the cemetery. I convinced Brother Volbert to dig up the grave in question. What did you find inside? Occult tools that Ferenc had hidden. Why hide them? And why leave the note? I suspect he hid them in the case the Baron made good on his threat to summon inquisitors to Kiersau. As for the note, I'm not certain. Prior Ferenc feared loss of his status, his life, and even God's grace. Men have killed for less. How might the Prior have accomplished the deeds? He may have killed the Baron with a silver rod. I think this is a setup. I'm pretty sure that it is the murder weapon. But it's a setup. Because of the note. The Prior uses it in performing his rituals, and there are traces of blood on it. If that was the weapon, it has a certain dramatic property, at least. It will be challenging to condemn a Prior for murder, but if that is where the evidence leads, the archdeacon should see the wisdom in it. Are there any others you suspect? I found no other suspects. You have brought a worthy mystery before this court, Andreas. I pray to God we have granted you the insight you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I am prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Andreas, there is one more thing to consider. You will be summoned to the archdeacon to tell him what you know. But you need to tell him everything. What do you mean? She means you should only tell him about people you don't mind dying. Did she say you need to tell him or you needn't tell him everything? That's one way of putting it. There is a place for a noble lie. This is not one of them. Why? The Baron is dead. All of the people with a motive to kill suffered, either directly or indirectly, from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the archdeacon may endanger them, whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right, no point throwing everyone waist deep into shit, heh? I protest any attempt at deception, but you must ultimately follow your own conscience, Andreas. Little time remains before you must stand before the archdeacon. Use it wisely. I must. Until we meet again, Andreas, God be with you. And also with you, Your Majesty. Yeah, I'm gonna need to figure out who might have placed the note in the... Let me actually read that. There was a piece of paper on Frank's desk that had the imprint of a letter on it. My question is, I need to talk to Ferenc because of he has an accomplice. Somebody else he's deep into this shit. Because what happened here is In Frank's house, I discovered the Volvel he was holding when he deciphered the manuscript. It's not a setup. Yeah, I think I need to talk to Frank. Time to get back to work. Is it actually work that I need to do? It's not. Hey, Ursula. Hey, Eva. It will be fun to have you spinning with us, Andreas. Can I do that in the morning? I think I can. I hope you see you spinning. I hope we see you the spinning bee, Andreas. I don't know what that means, Peter. The old Peter. Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? Big York. If I can't talk to Frank, I will spin the thing. But I don't know if it's possible to talk to Frank. Hey, Klaus. Morning, Andreas. Thomas. I'll be with you, Andreas. Trying to piece things together is becoming a little bit more difficult, or a little bit less difficult, because before we just had nothing to go on. At least nothing very specific. And this revelation... This revelation is pretty good. Now, Frank is always in the place where we draw things, right? I actually don't know. Where would I find him? Matthew? Rudiger? I have no idea where Brother Frank is. He should be somewhere. But then again, I know that people disappear. I assume they're in the abattoir or something. There you are. I cannot talk to him. Well, if I cannot talk to him... Let's look at the map here. And there's actually nothing here. No quest markers or anything. Let's spin some yarn. It's not yarn. Is it yarn? It's the sheep's clothes. They have names that I'm definitely not accustomed to hearing. Like lambing. I didn't know lambing was a word. I didn't know what it means. I don't think I still know what it means. Is it when the babies are born? It's very straightforward. Here we are. I'll see you at the spinning bee. Maybe that's what the word was. Yeah. Johan. Andreas. Was just wondering when you'd turn up. The gaggle said you'd come to watch them spin. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got you in her claws. I hope you've got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. Yes, I'm happy to spare a few hours. Hetty'll be glad to hear it. She's got a fondness for you. Heaven knows why. What do you mean, heaven knows why? Now, I can't let you inside among the unmarried girls, being unmarried yourself. But you're welcome to watch through one of the windows. Oh, you don't need to worry about me. Good. Nothing matters more for a young woman than her reputation, and Eva and Veronica won't be getting a poor one on my watch. That idiot never did see trouble. He didn't want to jump in feet first, says Eddie. You don't think he's gone to Innsbruck? Asks Veronica. Who are we talking about? We know exactly who it is. Lord, no. Innsbruck's got to be small time to the little shit now. Really? That's interesting. You think he has something more exciting in mind? Asks Clara. A little kitty. Hey, Ursula. It's a big world, says Kat. Perhaps he intends to explore it or escape. That nobleman was just murdered up at the Abbey, says Clara. Ursula is so cute. Martin picked an awfully convenient time to run off, says Eva. Oh, Lord. Andreas was friends with the nobleman. Do you think Martin could have... You know, asks Clara. What motivation could Martin have possibly had? I'm going to ask. It's not our place to say, says Clara. Martin has a nasty little habit. He's gotten better, says Kat. Once a thief, always a thief, I say, says Johan. I saw Martin running away from the Abbey the morning Lawrence was killed. Martin might be a thief, but I don't think he's a murderer. He's a coward at heart, says Eva. You think it takes a brave man to commit a murder? Says Clara. Not a brave man, but a bold one. And Martin is not that. Here's your problem, Kat. What do you think? Could he have killed that man? Kat just says ellipses. Mom, says Veronica. This is a matter best left to the proper authorities, not a spinning bee. Imagine being tried by a gaggle of peasant women. That's unkind, Johan, says Eva. It's the truth, isn't it? Doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. She's right, Johan. You're being unfair. Remind me, Andreas, whose home are we in? Oh, lay off of him, Johan. Jesus. Andreas, if you're just going to stand around, how about I put you to work? If you're going to gossip with the girls, you might as well spin with them, too. Can I do that? I actually know how to spin. Maybe not using, like, these old things. How does it work? Says Andreas. Okay, so the trick here is that you're removing knots. Oh, wait a minute. Right? I've only done this once when I was a kid. But as far as I know, you're removing knots of the thing. That's what spinning is. And one hand removes the knots, the other one sort of twists the thing. And then every once in a while I need to reset, if I remember correctly. I'm not really sure how to do it, but let's find out. Let's learn. Draft wool from the distaff and twist it tight. Then spin the tight yarn into the spindle. Once there's enough yarn on the spindle, collect it at the bottom and begin again. Draft, twist, spin, collect. Repeat. You'll figure it out. Oh, hell. So. Damn thing. Oh, the game is actually telling me what I need to do. Right, so you're pulling... Oh, right, because it comes... This is the spindle. Right, I see. So you're spinning, and then collect. Oh, wait, what? Oh, this... Wait. Shit. I'm just not doing the right thing. And now we collect. We've got it. There it is. Yeah, I didn't use it like this. So, what I learned to do was not into a spindle, but into like a bobbin. What's the word? It doesn't have a stick in the middle, basically, and it was. I think it might be less. It might be more crude. You might get like worse fabric out of it. But I got it after a little bit of trial and error. You know, I saw Big York talking to that nun again, says Hetty. The young one. Huh, who can blame him, says Johan. God damn it, Johan! He knows she's trouble. I told him to stay away. She's very pretty, isn't she? In a mean way? Asks Veronica. Pretty, perhaps, but a nun all the same. He knows better. When has that ever stopped Big York from doing anything, says Eva. We have plenty of pretty girls here in town. My Veronica's not half bad. Mom? Let's not give Andreas any ideas, huh? No, kitty. Look at the kitty. Okay, here we go again. So we do the thing. So once it's taut, we do the spindle. And then we do it again. Yeah, I don't really see the representation as anything that I can use to gauge anything, really. Brigitte has been spending a lot of time at her mother's house lately. Agnes is glad to have her home, and Lucky's always treated her like a daughter, but I can tell they're concerned. Are Brigitte and Martin having trouble, Veronica? That's one word for it. Brigitte does what she can, but nothing pleases Martin. He won't lift a finger for her or Wolf. Yeah. Even though that was the first thing I told him to do, is help them. He's such an asshole, she says. Well, that's not his business, is it? Women's work and all that. You ever seen him doing much men's work, Dad? Can't say I've ever seen him do much work at all. Perhaps Lucky can talk some sense into Martin. He's always been a devoted husband and father. Lucky Steinhauer is the model of what a man should be, says Kat. Oh, that's interesting. Lucky Steinhauer. I really wish we could just open our journal from anywhere, because it just makes sense. But it's an idea to have in our heads that he's the model of what a man should be. Because it's very lyrically pleasing when, you know, ideals just turn out they're rotten from the inside and all that. So he done the murder.